Hello guys, am I audible? Can you please confirm in the chat once? Sorry, there has been a delay. Hello. Can you please confirm in the chat? Okay. Okay. Okay, first of all, sorry guys, there has been a delay. So I had to change my laptop. So as you all know, I'm Challa Pavan Kalyan. So I have secured All India rank 146 in this year's civil services examinations. So I'm here to talk to you guys. So first, I'll just give a brief about myself. Then I'll let the floor open to questions from you. So I'm from Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. So I've done my BTech in Instrumentation Control Engineering from NIT Tiruchirappalli. So I've graduated in 2020. So after that, I have started preparing for civil services. I have given 3 attempts in civil services. So this is my third attempt. So in all my 3 attempts, I have cleared prelims. So in my first attempt, I couldn't clear mains. So in my second attempt, I have reached an interview stage. So I couldn't get a rank. And in my third attempt, by God's grace, I have secured All India rank 146. As you all also aware that my optional is anthropology. So I'm associated with Vijetha IAS Academy and Kishore sir from the past 3 years. So, so I let the floor open to questions. So before you ask the questions, just limit the number of questions to 1 or 2 per person so that everyone can get a chance. And also do not please repeat the questions. So yeah, the floor is open. You can ask your questions. Yeah, you can one by one unmute yourself and ask me questions. Yeah. You can now ask the questions, or you can type the questions in the chat. I'll look at them and I'll answer. You can type your questions in the chat, so I can look at them and answer. Am I audible? Okay, so we have a question in the chat. So see, let's take a subject. So to read the subject, you have to know the limits. So you have to do value addition also. So apart from the notes, his case studies, and you can combine it with the PYQs and the important questions of Kishore sir. You can mix this and you can make a short notes. And this is more than enough. Yeah, if these are the limits, you have to set the limits. The limits are PYQs, and you can do a little bit of value addition to the notes, and this will suffice for anything. Yeah. uh, there's a question on how many revisions on an average. So okay, see, the most important thing in civil services preparation, be it prelims, mains, or interview, or optional, it's revision. So before reading a subject, you'll read it once or twice, and by third or fourth time, you'll try to make some short notes. Then after that, you have to revise a lot of times. uh, the number varies by person to person, but the bottom line is, so you have to revise it until you everything is sensitized in your brain. So for prelims, you have to know the facts in the exam, and for mains, use in the mains examination. So it depends on an individual level. So those terms, those story, the facts, they have to get sensitized in your brain. So I think you can revise as per your requirement. Yeah. Uh, I'd like to tell an example also. Like this year, anthropology, I think I've revised close to, like, each and every chapter I've revised close to 5 to 10 times. Yeah. Uh, Guys, while you're asking questions, can you be more specific? Uh, yeah. And before I get to answer another question, so I think there are people who are writing mains this year. So for them, do not waste the time between the prelims and the result time. These 14 days are crucial. So you just start revising your optional and start pooling your resources and start writing answers, because this momentum will get carried forward to the next 70 days. Yeah. Type your questions in the chat, or you just unmute yourself and ask questions. Yeah. Uh, what is your GS strategy? So I have a question here. So GS in the sense, okay, prelims. Let's talk about prelims for some time. So prelims is guys. Prelims. Let's talk about book list of prelims. Want to- Okay, guys. I think all of you are aware of the general book list of prelims, but I'll tell you how to read those books and how to revise those books. It's never about the book list, or it's never about a particular book. It's about the subject. Let's take modern history. So you can read a lot of books. You can read an NCRT or Bipin Chandra or Spectrum, but the end game is you have to understand the story of modern history, all the personalities involved, the movements, the type of personalities and their ideologies. So this is the story, and this is the content should be ingrained in your mind. So you can get it from any book, but the bottom line is you have to revise these. Whatever book you choose, you have to revise it a number of times. So after reading 3 or 4 times, you can make short notes from it, the things which you don't remember while reading, and you can revise it. And we have to do the PYQs also. In, let's say, since we're taking modern history, you have to do all the PYQs of modern history. So you can join a test series for prelims and you can do those PYQs. So combined all these, you'll have a subject knowledge on modern history. So this subject knowledge will help you to solve the questions rather than a specific book. This can be applied to all the subjects while doing for prelims. And for mains, so since prelims is not defined, the syllabus is not defined, and but that's not the case with mains. So for mains, we have a specific syllabus for each and every paper. So you have to prepare accordingly. You can make notes on syllabus topics, and you can revise them. You can do valuation from newspaper or any other source, and you have to write good answers. So for mains, let's say answer writing is the main important thing for mains. So for prelims, it's the subject knowledge, and for mains, it's the answer writing. So you have to regularly write answers for mains, and you have to keep on looking at topper answers and keep on evaluating yourself and making self improvements. This is my overall GS strategy, and yeah. So the 60-day anthropology test series. So there will be questions released every day. So I used to go through the syllabus topics before looking at the questions, and I used to write answers for them. Then I used to, after writing the answers for them, I used to look at the solutions provided by Kishore sir. Then I used to make value additions from them. So uh, I didn't find it overwhelming. It's like a half an hour or 1 hour job, because all the 60 days, the syllabus is defined per day. So you have to revise the syllabus, look at the questions, do answer writing, and do valuation from the solutions. It's a simple task which you have to do every day. Yeah. Guys, type your questions on the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask me questions. Yeah.
Hi Pavan, this is Hitesh.
Yeah, Hitesh, go on.
Yeah, Pavan, I hope like I'll be clearing prelims this time. Like it will be my second mains.
Okay.
Yeah, and first with anthropology. So first mains I
Okay.
wrote with mathematics and then I changed my optional. So I had a couple of questions like with regard to notes, what we say
Okay.
short notes.
Yeah.
I like complete paper one short notes, but not for the paper two.
Okay.
And given the time constraint that we have, and I have done like answer writing also. I was a part of sir's 100-day program, but haven't like wrote those tests completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your question, Hitesh? Can you be more specific? Like how
So
to make short
how
notes?
how should I proceed? Like now, should I focus on first completing my notes to here on, or like complete paper one first? So
Yeah, Hitesh. So I'll tell you about my example. So the last mains which I was writing. So I thought of splitting anthropology. Then since we have big chapters in anthropology such as chapter 9, chapter 6 theories and archaeology. So you
Yeah.
can come in archaeology. You can include fossils also. So I have try to do a little bit of all these chapters every day, and the other small chapters I have tried to do it 2 to 3 chapters per week. Then I try to make short notes of all of the small chapters so that I'll be able to revise it more often in the end. So I think the importance of short notes is it is important when the exam is near, Hitesh. So because you'll be able to do a number of revisions. So my focus on this last year's mains was more on revision. So I thought of completing the syllabus fast and revising the syllabus through short notes lot of times. And these big chapters, I used to continuously do 7, 8 iterations of revision because these chapters cannot be completed in 2 or 3 days. It takes at least 10 days to revise each and every chapter. Yeah.
And another thing, like with regards to value addition, when we talk about, like, how did you proceed with that?
Yes, yes. With regard to value addition, Hitesh, I would advise you to not concentrate too much on value addition because I have seen a lot of people, rankers or some of my seniors who did anthro. So they'll be more focused on writing only case studies for half of the page. They'll write case studies. So I think this doesn't work in the long run. You just have to have little value addition. You just have to mention the examples, the present case studies, any research that is happening. So it will suffice. You do not concentrate on the value addition. You just concentrate on what is asked, but add a little bit of case studies or some examples which is happening in the present. Yeah, instead
Uh,
of concentrating more on value addition, giving it more emphasis. Yeah.
okay. Okay, thanks, Pawan. That was it from my side.
Yeah, thank you. uh, there's a question on consistency without any distraction. So this is an important question. See, every single person will have distractions, and they're specific to a single person. So you just find what is distracting you and try to stay away from it. Be it social media or whatever it is, you try to stay away from it. So it's not about getting distracted or something. It's about concentrating on the thing that you're focusing on. That is civil services. So it needs complete dedication and concentration. So I think it's you have to avoid distractions and be consistent. Yeah.
One last thing, Pawan, sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
Hitesh.
were you in Delhi or you prepared from home itself?
Hitesh, so I graduated in 2020. So the first 1 or 2 years I was in home. Then afterwards, from the last 2.5 years and 3 years, I was in Delhi. Yeah.
So basically, there was a dilemma. So one of my friend and me was planning to move to ORN like now for 2.5 months. So is it appropriate according to you?
See, again, it depends to individual perspective. So for me, I just want to be in an isolated place and study. So like now I can confidently say that you don't need to be in Delhi or some other big place to study. So if you have all the resources, you can peacefully sit in home and study. Yeah,
Okay.
because everything the main point people go to Delhi is basically the resources or the books or the materials which they can get easy access to. But yeah, if you can get the same thing in your home, and if you can have the resources at your internet connection, basically a printer, you can study from wherever you want. Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. We have a question on how to make a notes and how many readings you have to do so that you can make a notes. See, do not make notes in first two to three readings because you would not know what to make notes of it, and you'll be just reproducing the same. So you just read 2 to 3 times. So if you ask me, you just have to read 4 to 5 times. Then afterwards, when the story or the content gets sensitized or when it's ingrained in your mind, then you'll know what is important and what is not. Then you try to make notes after reading 3 to 4 times. Yeah, of the things that you're not remembering, or which the things that you think that you're important, that they're important. Yeah. Yeah. How to consolidate anthropology subject before preparing notes. See, uh, okay. So it's all about revising revising it more times. So you try to, let's take a chapter. Let's take paper one, chapter three, economic organization. So you might have prepared notes out of it. You might have revised 2 to 3 times, but now there are some things that you're not remembering, or since the syllabus is mentioned, you need to remember some points so that the other stuff which you will be able to write. So you can make a short notes. You can take 1 or 2 A4 sheets, and you can put economic organization, and topic wise you can write the main points with examples or the case studies side. 1 or 2 A4 sheets, you can make that short notes so that you'll be able to revise more. So this is consolidating the big notes and making short notes and revising it often. Yeah. What are the revision tricks for paper one and paper two? Uh, See, when I wrote mains last year, so I tried to revise the big chapters every day. Little bit of archaeology every day, little bit of 1 or 2 theories I used to revise every day. And from 9 chapter, let's say I used to revise 9.1 today, 9.2 tomorrow. So I used to do a lot of iterations. I used to finish once, then I used to start again. This is for the big chapters. And the other small chapters, I used to make short notes in A4 sheets. Then I used to constantly revise 2 to 3 chapters every day. Yeah. What are your sources for current affairs to prepare for anthropology in anthropology answers? See, mostly I have relied on Vijetha IAS Academy used to share current affairs stuff related to anthropology. I think they used to give it to me in the Telegram. I think you might also be part of that group. You can check every day. They used to share a lot of things that are related to anthropology that are given in current affairs. Let's say there's some excavation that is happened due to some new Harappan site. So they used to share it every day. Yeah, news regarding some tribes in India that are happening. So I used to take info from them. Yeah. So we have a question about on how to prepare for prelims. Okay. See, prelims, the syllabus is not defined, but we have a lot of subjects such as polity, economy, geography, science and technology, environment. So you just try to get the standard books and read them. So you read them a lot of times, 3 4 times, then you make short notes and keep on revising it, and you keep on following some current affair book and you keep on revising it. Then after you do it, start doing PYQs from 1979. So people who are so I'd like to emphasize on one thing. When you're doing PYQs from prelims, do not do it from last 20 years or 10 years. Start doing in market, you will have ample resources of prelims from 1979. So you just try to do the prelims from 1979 to 2024, because there'll be a lot of questions repeated. And after doing it a lot of times, they'll become your subject knowledge, and they'll help you to eliminate a lot of options in the exam. So start doing PYQs, then you join a test series and diligently you try to do each and every test, learn from the solutions, make notes from the things that you don't know from the solutions. So the standard books, the revision, PYQs, and a test series, you just revise all these and you're good to go for prelims. Yeah. So I've already told about how to make notes from anthropology. Uh, you just make a notes, then you revise it a lot of times, then you consolidate it into A4 sheet so that you'll be able to remember it. What was your mains? Yes, between prelims and mains, I have already told. My concentration was more on the big chapters, and I used to revise 1 or 2 small chapters every day. For small chapters, I used to make short notes, and for big chapters, I used to continuously revise them. Every day, I used to do a little bit of archaeology, a little bit of theories, a little bit of physical. Yeah. So, how to balance anthropology with other subjects? Uh, this is an this is an important aspect which people So balancing GS with optional is the main thing between prelims and mains. Sometimes when you're doing anthropology, you'll feel like you're giving more emphasis to anthropology, and sometimes when you're doing general studies, you feel like you're giving more emphasis to general studies. Optional is getting lost. So the right balance, you have to find the right balance. This is just normal to think like that, but you just have to concentrate on each and everything. And it is also true that people you should concentrate more on optional ethics and essay in this the phase between prelims and mains. You just have to manage everything. Yeah. So can we do GS 1, 2, 3, 4 without making short notes? See, you can't do that because you have to make short notes because so I do not. I think you can do it, but it's beneficial to make a short notes. It'll because the since the syllabus is defined in GS 1, 2, 3, at least for the chapters where the syllabus is easily defined. Let's take GS2 governance part. Uh, there's good governance, e-governance, real-time governance, citizen status. So if you have a short notes on all these topics, when a question is given on all these topics, you will be able to recollect more and write specific answers and good answers. So it's better to have short notes on as much as topics as you can. You have to make it like internal security, agriculture, disaster management, and ethics. There are 7 chapters. You can make short notes on each and every chapter. So these short notes will help you to revise more, and this will help you to recollect a lot in while writing answers. Even when the exam is near or when you're in the exam hall, you should have a short note so that you'll be able to recollect more and revise more. Yeah. And see that the short notes is not long. You just have so that it is called short notes. You just make it in 1 or 2 A4 sheets per topic. Yeah. See, newspaper. I'll tell you what I did with the newspaper. So the thing is, I have read newspaper only for interview stage because the main problem is, as far as I am concerned, if you're not making notes with the newspaper, there's no point in reading newspaper. So, but after some time, only when you're preparing for mains or when you're done with your mains preparation, then only you'll know what to take and what not to take from newspaper. Some introduction or some other example, some other new scheme that is happening. So if you're doing newspaper, you do not please waste time on newspaper. So you just try to finish it fast. And if you can prepare notes, it is a good to go. Every day you can put the most important things so that you prepare notes so that you can use it in your mains or if it's a fact that is important for prelims. So you prepare accordingly while preparing notes from newspaper. Yeah. So what is your approach towards mains answer rating? See, the one thing that is important for mains is answer rating because uh, you just have to start writing answer. So it's a simple thing which needs consistent preparation so that you'll be good at it. So you have to write consistently over a period of time just to get good at it. And only if you write consistently, you'll know the nitty gritties and the general content for each and every topic. Let's say for governance there are some general terms. For international relations there are some general terms. For internal security there are some general terms. So it's an evolving process. You just have to write every day. So take a book, take a pen. You just write 2, 3 questions every day. So self-evaluate or give it to your friends or your mentors and ask them. Then what is missing in my answer? How should I improve it? Or you look at topper answer sheets so that are there in the internet. Then you try to compare with it. Then you try to learn from them. Then you try to change your answers. So like that, you have to do it consistently so that you'll evolve. So that is how you get. That is how you'll become good in answer writing. Then afterwards, while doing this, you can join a test series. You can uh, prepare a topic wise, write sectional tests or full length tests, and get feedback from people. Yeah. There's a question how Vijetha helped me in my UPSC preparation. So I've been associated with Vijetha IAS Academy for the past 3.5 years. So Kishore sir, he's he's more like a friend, philosopher, mentor, or a big brother to me. So whenever I feel a little bit of whenever things are not happening in my favor, so I used to go talk to Kishore sir. So I used to take my answers, take my notes, and get it evaluated by Kishore sir. So sir used to give me motivation. Sir used to encourage me. So and sir used to give me some new ideas in preparation. So he used to help me a lot. So I was part of all the programs. So whenever I feel like I need to do some validation, I used to take the videos and I used to watch them again and again to do validation. So I used to do the daily answer writing program. I used to learn from the solutions that are given by Kishore sir. Then, yeah, I used to follow the test series also, look at the questions, write answers, then do evaluation from the solutions. So I used to diligently and consistently follow the resources given by Vijetha IAS Academy. Yeah. Regarding diagrams in anthropology, so uh, I had a problem with diagrams. So because since I'm from an engineering background, I'm not familiar with how to draw the diagrams. So in the beginning, when I started preparing, they're kind of frightened me. So, but I tried to. I'm not saying that I drew all the diagrams, but wherever it is possible, so I do the diagrams. Be it in archaeology, the tools diagrams, or be it the world maps to represent the tribes or to represent the sites. So I do the diagrams wherever it is possible. Yeah. Uh, so there's a question on what are the mistakes we should not make in UPSC preparation. So there are a lot of mistakes, but can you be specific? So I'll just tell one or two. So in prelims, the biggest mistake is not revising. So you have to revise a lot of times and looking for multiple sources. Yeah, you have to revise a lot of times. You have to concentrate on one book, concentrate on the PYQs, concentrate on one or the other test series that you've chosen for prelims. Then you have to revise these things a lot so that you'll improve your subject knowledge. Then you'll have a better chance of clearing prelims. And for mains, not concentrating on answer writing and not having short notes for most of the topics and not concentrating on revision. These are the biggest mistakes. Yeah. Regarding anthropology knowledge help in essay paper. Yeah, it helps a lot because before starting, yes. So I think it was in my 2022 mains attempt. So one of the essay was regarding evolution of human kind of thing. So I have used anthropology knowledge, but as in you won't find it any helpful. You have to figure out. You can use the content liberally in an essay paper. So it helps, but it's not as helpful as yeah. So any other questions? Yeah, unmute yourself and ask me questions. Yeah. Yes. Sorry if I missed any question. You just type it again so that I'll be able to look at it. Yeah. So regarding ethics preparation, so personally, yeah. So let's talk about ethics preparation. So I have split the ethics paper into two parts. So the part one questions and part two case studies. So I've concentrated differently on both the things. So for case studies, so I used to practice a lot of case studies because for me, case studies, it's about approaching a problem and finding a best possible solution. And so that is how I approach case studies. And there is a particular way of solving case studies. So you'll only know it when you practiced a lot of case studies and when you observed case studies that are already there. So you try to observe 15 to 20 case studies on how the approach is, how to solve a problem and how to approach it. Then you'll understand the crux of how to solve a case study. And for questions, since the syllabus topic is mentioned, so there are 7 chapters in ethics. So I have made A4 sheet notes on each and every syllabus topic. Then I used to revise it a lot. Then I have prepared some examples. Then I used to revise it a lot. Then I used to write answers. So and I used to liberally use this content in case studies also to provide good solutions. So this is how I prepared ethics. Yes, I think regarding prelims preparation, I think I've already told. You find the standard books, revise them, first read them 2 to 3 times. You try to read them, understand the story, understand what is important. Uh, then afterwards, you can make short notes. But you have to know the limits while making short notes. You will only know the limits when you observe the PYQs of that chapter. Let's take ancient history. So once you looked at the PYQs, then you'll know what is the important topics that UPSC is concentrating on, or medieval history. When while reading the notes, while reading the book, you can concentrate more on them, and while you're making short notes, also you can concentrate more on them. Like let's say for suppose Buddhism, Jainism, Harappan civilization, uh, uh, Satavahanas, or the Ashoka period or Gupta period. So, like, yeah, these are the important areas. There are a lot of important areas, but when you look at the PYQs, you'll understand what UPSC is concentrating more on. Then, while making notes, you can concentrate more on this. Yeah. See, I think I've already answered the key points which we should keep in mind while writing an answer is, see, do not have any prejudices or stereotypes while writing an answer. It's all about starting right start. You just have to start writing an answer. So it is an evolving process. You just have to write an answer, look at the solutions, do value addition, understand the what is asked, the dimensions. You just write an answer, then you look at topper answer sheets. You just compare it, you just improve from them. How are they? How is their structure? How are they spaciously arranging the points? How many points are they writing? What kind of introductions are they writing? Are they writing way forwards? How are they concluding the answer? And how many dimensions are they writing in an answer? So, likewise, when you observe these toppers answer copies and you keep on writing consistently and improving your structures, and there are a lot of structures to write an answers. So this is how you evolve. So you just do not have any prejudices, because as far as I am concerned, let's say 14,000 people write mains, and let's take for one question there'll be 14,000 answers. Barring 2 3 common points, there'll be 14,000 different answers. So there is no particular answer for a question. So it's more about how you present it, how it's the apart from the general stuff, how specific you are compared to others. So this is how you have to. These are the points which you have to keep. Just start writing answers. Yeah. Tips for anthropology students for upcoming mains. Do not waste the time between prelims and prelims result. You just start reading anthropology. Just start revising, because the momentum will get carried after the results have been declared. And try to if you have your notes, you just keep on revising and start writing tests. Yeah. Try to cover the PYQs also. While preparing for anthropology, one of the important thing is, see, most of the paper, it's not a new paper, barring 2 3 10 markers. So especially paper one. So they'll ask from the PYQs itself. Paper two, yeah, paper two, there is uh, yeah, last year they have introduced some new concepts, yeah, but mostly the questions are asked from PYQs itself. So while preparing, you just have to keep in the back of the mind that, are you able to write good answers for the PYQs also? Did you cover all the PYQs? Uh, yeah, you try to proactively cover all the PYQs from 2010. So that will suffice. Yeah. Uh, if you're preparing for 2026 attempt, yeah, if you're preparing for 2026 attempt, you have to prepare for mains for the next 6 months. So till December, you have to prepare for mains, and from January again you have to start for prelims. So by December, you have to July or August, you can start your GS and Anthro test series. Then you finish them by December. You can give all the tests. You can do some short notes. You can make validation from the solutions. Yeah. Then from January, when you start your prelims preparation, so 80% of the time you can prepare for prelims, and 20% of the time you can revise the notes which you have prepared. And till December, from June to December, you can concentrate on mains and anthro. See, as such, writing more number of tests doesn't helps you score good marks in mains. It's all about how you write the answers. See, when let's take an exam room. So there'll be 100 people in an exam room. So think in such a way that how can my answers be better than the other 99 people? So you work on that stuff. What is required for your answer to be better than the others? Like, do you need to have good introductions or conclusions? How much specificity can I get through examples? Or how many points should I write? Should I write more points? Should I change my presentation? How is my answer structure? So how are the toppers writing, and how did these people only score good marks in mains? Look at their answer sheets, try to evaluate, try to learn from them. Yeah, that is how you get good marks. Then you practice a lot to get that endurance to write answers. Yeah. So writing tests without self-evaluation or self-reflection doesn't guarantee mains marks. But yeah, you have to self-evaluate, you have to self-reflect and keep on improving. Yeah, that is how you get marks in mains. See, as such, I did not refer to any magazines because yeah, I did not refer to any magazines for content. Yeah, mostly I try to make notes on the syllabus topics given. Once you look at the mains PYQs, you'll know the limits on how much to prepare and what topics are mainly asked. So if you have notes on all the topics, short notes, and if you can try to follow one or two magazines, uh, you can follow the main 365s. Uh, if it's too big, you can. I think recently they have given the summaries of the main 365s. You can skip through it fast, then you can do a little bit of evaluation. That will suffice rather than going through all the magazines. Yeah. Regarding the difficult papers in anthropology, it depends on person to person. So yeah, for normally when you look at practically, so the syllabus of paper one is huge, so it'll take more time to cover it. So yeah, and paper two, okay, tribal anthropology and archaeology, yeah, it takes less time with because it's less syllabus, but you have to be specific while writing answers. So that is the main issue in paper two. I'm lacking in paper two, how to manage both the papers. See, you do not leave any chapter. You try to cover each and every topic in the syllabus, and you try to cover all the PYQs from 2010. And you see that you'll be able to write good answers or above average answers with little bit of valuation on all the chapters, and see that if you can on how much short notes you can make and how fast you can make. Then that'll help you more revision, more yeah, how to manage both the papers. Yeah, that'll help you in revision, lot of revising lot of times, because when the exam is closed, you can't. You have to revise a lot of times. So then only you'll be able to actively recollect. Even after the ethics exam, those 1 week that is given for optional, so you have to revise anthropology at least 2 to 3 times. So keep that in mind, and you try to make short notes, as many short notes as you can on small A4 sheets on each and every chapter, and you just keep on revising. Yeah. See, how many hours did I study in a day? This is subjective, because when the exam is near, I used to pull close to 7 8 hours a day. But when the exam is not near, let's say if there's 3 4 months to exam, I used to do 4 to 5 hours or 2 to 3 hours every day. Yeah. But when the exam is closed, I used to keep a timer in my mobile, and I used to study. I used to finish that 7 hours timer every day. Yeah. So any other question? Try to type your questions. Yeah. See, there's a question how to study more efficiently. See, you can only study efficiently when you know the limits. If you don't know the limits, then you'll study everything under the sun. So for prelims, you can, okay, although the syllabus is not defined, the limits is, you have to look at the PYQs. then you'll know what questions they are asking on each and every topic, on each and every subject. So then while you're preparing or while you're reading the chapter, you'll put more emphasis on that. Yeah, this is the limit. Even for mains, the syllabus topics are given. So that is your limit. Or the things that are burning in current affairs that can be asked in main, some new scheme. And for anthropology also, syllabus is mentioned and there are PYQs. So this is your limit. So if you can play within this field, and if you can get more efficiency and productivity, that is how you can become more efficient. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. My experience, I think I've already mentioned. Like Kishore sir is like a friend, brother, mentor, a philosopher to me. So I used to go to Kishore sir to meet sir every week. So I used to take my answers. So I used to, if I'm lacking somewhere, I used to go meet sir and ask him for ideas. So that is how my interaction with Kishore sir is. Even for my interview preparation, Kishore sir, I used to go to Kishore sir every day. So he used to make me talk. He used to give ideas, and he used to give insights on how to prepare for interview also for me. Yeah. How to approach essay paper? Yeah. Essay is one of the most unpredictable paper, because I have given three mains, and so my marks varied from 104 to 120. So this year I got 104 marks. Uh, these are good marks compared to last 2 years, because essay, the averages have gone down and people, there's unpredictability. So my approach was, see, I have concentrated more on uh, the thing is, see, there are a lot of approaches to essay, because there is a pestle approach. Likewise, there are a lot of approaches, but you just have to choose an essay and properly brainstorm and try to get. There are some things which make a good essay. One is flow, one is examples, and one is the introduction and the conclusion, and one is value addition through quotations or some other things. So you try to find these six or seven odd things, and you try to work out on these things, like good introductions and good conclusions, on how to split the topic into three, four dimensions. How to, there are different methods also: pestle approach, argumentative approach. A lot of approaches are there. How to write GS approach, how to combine, find the best approach, and you try to have good examples on how, so that you can use them in essay. And on a whole, you have to present this with flow, and you have to present them really good, so that yeah, you can get good marks. Sorry, in which month should, see, if you're giving 2026 attempt, I think it's best if you finish your syllabus by February, so that you'll have at least 3 months for prelims. Yes, UPSC, they ask different types of questions, and one type is analytical questions also they ask. Yeah. Yeah, regarding CSAT preparation, see, you just have to keep in mind that so CSAT is unpredictable. One year this year, I think this year also, I've heard that paper is the math part is tough. So you have to concentrate on both the parts equally, both the three parts, be it the passages, the reasoning, and the math part. So you have to concentrate on all three equally. So you should not depend on one or two parts to qualify CSAT, and you just have to find the sweet spot on how many questions to attempt. So the best thing to approach CSAT is concentrate on all the parts, do all the easy questions in the starting, and you try to do maximum number of questions. So for me, the sweet spot is 50 plus questions. So I used to do passages. I used to find easy questions in reasoning and math. Then I used to attempt my, so my attempt is north of 50 questions. So that is how I used to qualify CSAT. Yeah. Even while doing passages, there are a lot of keywords in the passages. So you can you can understand the keywords, and you can solve a number of questions for different keywords. That is how you become good in solving passages. So yeah, do not leave any part. You try to concentrate on each and every part and do the easy bits first. Yeah, I have already mentioned about diagrams and flowcharts. Yeah, wherever they are required, you have to draw diagrams and flowcharts. Yeah, be it the tools diagrams, the world map or Indian maps, or the skulls. or the other diagrams. Yeah. I've already told about CSAT. Concentrate on all the parts. Do not concentrate on individual parts, and try to do the easy questions first, and try to find the sweet spot on how many questions to attempt. So for me, if I've attempted 50 questions, so if I've reduced the wrong questions, I will be able to qualify. So try to attempt as many questions as you can. Try to concentrate on all the three parts for CSAT. Uh, yeah, ethics, essay, and optional papers are crucial for UPSC mains, because these are the three. While preparing for mains also, the 70% of the time goes to ethics, essay, and optional, because marks vary a lot in these three papers, and you can score a good number of marks in these three papers. Yeah, you have to give them additional time and prepare. Yeah. See, it's regarding how I dealt with self doubt. See, it is common to have self doubt, but the thing is, it's about how you keep yourself calm and understanding the situation. It's about having emotional intelligence, self regulation, self understanding, and self regulation. So you just have to. It's more about how you work every day to find that consistency, so that you'll build up to the exam day. So you try to improve yourself each and every day. So I think that will help you overcome the self doubt also. See, regarding the role of Vijetha IAS class notes, see, I used to watch the videos of Kishore sir, and I used to go to class also. So I used to understand the concept and do value addition. And I used to take the notes also. I used to take the notes, and I used to uh, use it for my preparation. Even while I'm writing the test series, or even while I'm part of the daily answer writing program. So I used to uh, consistently look at the solutions and find new ideas and new case studies that are given in that. And I used to take notes from that also. So I used to combine all these, and I used to make short notes, and I used to revise this a lot of times. Yeah. Especially one of the main program is the daily answer writing program, and the important questions program that is released before mains, I think, during between prelims and mains. So I think these two programs help me a lot of times. Lot, yeah. Because I used to cover each and every chapter, and I used to do a lot of answer writing for those questions. I used to look at the solutions that are, I think Kishore sir writes the solutions, yeah. And there are a lot of new case studies and new latest happenings in the answers also. So I used to take them, and I used to note them, and I used to revise them, so that I'll be able to use them in answers. Yeah. So yeah, please type your questions. Yeah. You can unmute yourself and ask me questions, or you can type them in the chat. So any other questions? So there's a question on how to deal with yeah, there's a question on how to deal with medieval history. So yeah, I'll agree with your point. There's a lot to remember, but you have to set your boundaries. You just look at PYQs. You just look at PYQs. I think medieval prelims, I think there'll be around close to 200 to 250 questions of PYQs. So you just look at the PYQs and the areas that are concentrating on, mostly on the Mughals, the Khiljis, the Delhi Sultanate, the Vijayanagara Kingdom. And you just focus while studying medieval history, you just try to focus on those aspects that are being asked in PYQs, rather than remembering each and every name. Yeah, you know that UPSC is asking more the terminology of medieval history. I think in one of the films they've asked about Argatha, and yeah, likewise they ask a lot of terms. You just try to concentrate on the things that are asking in the PYQs. That will be your boundary. Tips to write answer writing: you just start writing answers irrespective of it is good or bad, and you just keep looking at topper answer sheets and do self evaluation, and you just try to learn from their answers. How are they, how many how many points are they writing, how many examples are they writing, like how is the spatial arrangement of points, and how are their introductions and conclusions, how specific are they being, and how are they presenting their answers. So that is how you try to do, then you try to change your answers. That is how you try to, that is how you improve in answers. It's just that you have to write answers. Yeah, every day you just take a pen and book and you just write close to 5 to 10 pages every day and just try to keep on improving the structures. That is how we improve in answer writing. Yeah. See, ancient and medieval, yeah, for every, it's not for ancient medieval, even for every subject, you just take one book, you just try, read one book, read it 2 3 times, then afterwards you try to make short notes and do all the PYQs of that subject. Then you try to join a test series and you try to do all the questions asked from that subject. They try to learn from the solutions. So when you combine all this, that is that subject, this helps you to solve questions. Yeah, it's more about how you revise these things and how you try to remember these things. Yeah, so that you'll be able to eliminate options in the exam. And there's no point in reading a book if you're not making notes out of it. So, and if you're just reading book once or twice and leaving it, so there's no point in reading it also, because you have to get the term sensitized so that you'll be able to, even for mains, those terms should be sensitized in your mind so that you'll be able to write answers. And for prelims, you have to know the story, the facts, the things that are asked that are important, so that you'll be able to eliminate options. For that, you need to revise any source, whatever source that you took, you have to revise it a lot of times. Yeah. Any other questions? It's all about consolidating the resources. Then you just try to find the best way to consolidate. Making short notes is one way of consolidating, resource subjects. Yeah. Type your questions. Yeah. Guys, any other questions? You can unmute yourself and ask questions, or you can type the questions in the chat. See, it's when you look at the model answers, after writing an answer, you try to learn from the model answers. There'll be a lot of things that you don't know in the model answers. You try to note them, you try to do evaluation from them, and you just keep on revising. The next time you write an answer on the topic, you try to inculcate this. So yeah, that is how you try to learn from the solutions. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you. Okay. Regarding the PYQs, PYQs are extremely important, be it prelims, mains, or optional. For prelims, you have to look at PYQs from 1979 to 2020, I think 25, because looking at these PYQs and constantly revising them, so it will increase your subject knowledge. So this subject knowledge will help you to eliminate options in the prelims. So that is how you analyze PYQs. And looking at these PYQs, so you'll know the boundaries of what is important and what and how much should we read, and on what topics that UPSC is concentrating more. So that is one way of looking at PYQs. And while reading a book on, then you'll understand what to concentrate on, what not, what to leave, and what to remember. So this is the importance of PYQs in prelims. And for mains, since the syllabus topic is mentioned, so PYQs hover around the syllabus topics itself. So it's good. It's a good way to practice answers. If you, let's take a topic on Naxalism. So when you look at all the PYQs on Naxalism and the topic is done, when you have a good content or a small short note on Naxalism, so you can answer any question that is given on the topic. So you just have to cover all the topics in mains. Yeah. Even for anthropology also, you just have to look at the PYQs from 2010 to 2025. because most of the questions are repeated. Even the 10 markers are also repeated. Yeah. See, how to maintain discipline in the long run. See, you just try to make small gains every day. You just try to show up every day, be consistent. Uh, let's say write two answers every day. Slowly, you'll try to improve your answer rating. So if you keep on improving in the long run, if you can see the difference between your first day answers and the 30th day answers, then you'll have the motivation to go in the long run. Likewise, for prelims also, you try to solve 50 PYQs today. Slowly, you try to do that every day. Then after long run, you'll when you finish 2 3 subjects, you'll feel motivated to do more. So that is how make small consistent gains every day. That is how you try to maintain discipline and maintain calm in the long run. So why should we only take anthropology? I think so that is subjective. So I am from an instrumentation control engineering background. So my subject is not there in uh, as an optional in UPSC. So I have explored a lot of other options also, but I found anthropology is because I have read a book called Sapiens before. So that made me curious about anthropology. Yeah, that is how I took anthropology. Then okay. Yeah, because yeah, Kishore sir told you about, yeah, because I interact with sir very often. So then I used to work on the ideas that are given by sir. Then I used to show the progress to sir. So probably that is how he he had confidence in me. Yeah, for ethics, which book would you suggest? See, I'll make this clear. So it's never about the book. Let's take a subject called ethics. The syllabus is defined. There are 7 topics, and there are 7 topics given in the syllabus, and they've also given that they'll ask case studies from the syllabus. So you try to prepare the 7 topics, and for each and every topic there are subtopics. So you try to prepare notes on each and every subtopics. Then you look at the PYQs. Then you'll understand the boundaries of what is being asked and what to concentrate on. Then you look at how to solve case studies, find a method. Then you look at a little bit of value addition from here and there. So that is how you do ethics. That goes with each and every subject also. Yeah. Type your questions. Yeah. Uh, for the people who have given prelims and who are expecting to qualify and to write mains, please do not waste this 10 15 days between prelims and the prelims result, because this momentum will get carried to the next 50 70 days. Start revising your optional and start writing answers. Yeah. Guys, any other questions? You can unmute yourself and ask me questions, or you can type the questions in the chat. I'll just summarize what I've told. For prelims, try to read the basic books, try to revise them, try to make short notes, try to concentrate on all the PYQs, try to revise these also, and join a test series and learn from it, do valuation, and you try to combine all these 3 things and try to increase the subject knowledge. And then you write tests to practice prelims on how to solve the paper. Yeah, that is how you do prelims. And for mains, concentrate on answer writing. You have to write answers. You have to look at toppers answers. You have to keep improving. You can show them to mentors, or you can show them to your peers, friends, and try to have short notes on all the syllabus topics that are given in mains, and try to concentrate on optional ethics and essay. It's about how you balance these 3 with the other papers. So yeah, you have to have short notes. Concentrate on writing answers. from coaching. See, if you're not sure about if you're not sure about preparing on your own, you just join and take help from people. Even for CSAT, yeah, if you're not sure about if you're not sure about any part of it, be it aptitude or reasoning or English, you just try to take help from the others and try to finish it and try to practice it. Yeah. There's a question on how my interview experience was. Yeah. So this year, my last year interview was on Jan 7th. It was in the first week. So this year, my interview is on April 9th. So this was in the last week. So so my interview experience. So I had jaundice before my interview. So 20 days before my interview, I had jaundice. So I have been preparing for interview from October itself because I had some confidence this year that I'll be able to qualify for interview. Since my last year interview did not go well, so I've started my preparation from October November itself. But I was in Delhi and I got jaundice before my interview. So I came back home again. I took all the medications. So I tried to postpone my interview by mailing the UPSC because I was bedridden. I was in hospital for bedridden, but it did not work out. So I had to get all the confidence and go to the interview. And my interview went well. So this year I got BB Swains as board, and it was more on. It was the questions were more on my DAF. Yeah. So my interview went well. Yeah. Other than subject books. See, I would not suggest. Rather, I would tell you to focus on answer writing. So I would. It's better to write 5 to 10 pages a day rather than reading a book because since if you're asking this question to me, you might have already done your reading of all the standard subjects, of all the books that are there in the preparation. So it's high time that you concentrate on writing answers. So I would suggest you to write 5 to 10 answers every day rather than reading a book, because that is how you keep improving and becoming good at answer writing. So that is a skill that needs practice and uh, consistency to gain. So if you get that skill, that you'll be able to perform really well in mains, the skill of answer writing, because there'll be questions which you know in mains, and there'll also be questions that you do not know. So it's about how you manage answers to those questions which you do not know also. So there should not be any difference between these two. So that comes only when you practice a lot and improve your skill in answer writing. See, when you're in the preparation stage, yeah, it's good to write answers, but you write answers only when you know a little bit. Let's say if you're 3 months into preparation and if you're done with 2 to 3 subjects, then you start writing on those subjects. Yeah, that is, you can write answers on those subjects which you're finished. Yeah, yeah. If you finish 1 or 2 subjects, you can write answers. Uh, any other questions, guys? Yeah, my marks are, I've got more than 250 this year. You can unmute yourself and ask me questions, or you can type them in the chat. See, it depends on your individual perspectives. You see, if you feel like reading, you can read books, because yeah, those things might help in essay also. But the thing is, you should not read those books at the cost of UPSC books. You just have to keep that in mind. It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Any other questions regarding prelims, mains, and you can type your questions. Yes, Narayan, yes, you can ask a question.
Sir, what resources should be followed for the geography and environment portion for the prelims?
Okay. See, geography, the NCRTs are really good. See, the NCRTs, you can do the NCRTs from 6th to 12th, or you can do the 11th, 12th itself. See, the NCRTs are really good. You have to read them, you have to revise them a lot of times, because even the questions in prelims are asked from these NCRTs itself. And you have to do all the PYQs, because even when you look at geography, there will be like more than 1,000 PYQs. So you can learn a lot from PYQs itself. So I think these two things will suffice for geography.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes. See, when you look at subjects such as science and technology and environment, you can get some standard book for environment. There's a standard book, you can read it. Then you have to, it's more about these two subjects are more about following what is in news. Let's say science and technology, the defense news, the news such as quantum computing, AI, or the defense, the engines, the missiles. So these things are in use. So you just have to follow these things. And even for environment, the species that are given in the news, and it's and the static subjects such as the pollutants, the conventions. Uh, you just have to follow these things. And the importance, these two subjects are really important because uh, as far as I can remember, close to 20 to 30 questions in prelims comes from science and technology and environment. Even in mains, the GS3 paper, close to 6 questions comes from these two topics. So you just have to be well aware about what is happening in the world around now. Because I think recently there's the in the prelims that has happened last week. There's a question on quantum computing, the quantum chips by Microsoft, Majorana one. So likewise, you have to be aware of what is happening in the around. The latest technologies, the latest developments, combined with the static things. See, for beginners, you can start with any other. You can start with any of the subject. It doesn't matter. Yeah. See, for yeah, you can start with any subject, but you can do two tracks. You can parallelly study two subjects per day. You can finish them in 15 to 20 days. Yeah. There's no definite set pattern of which subject to study first. Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you. The board will ask questions mostly on DAF and the questions that are there in current affairs. So our DAF consists of our hobbies, the interests, and the achievements that we have uh, had from our childhood. So these things are mentioned in the DAF and our educational background. So everything is mentioned in the DAF. So mostly the interview goes around these questions. and they'll ask about current affairs, about what is happening in the world. So for me, they asked about Trump and his tariffs, Indo-China. So these are the general current affairs questions that are asked. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? You can type your questions in the chat. Yeah. I'll take one or two last questions and we can conclude this meeting. You can unmute yourself and ask me, or you can type in the chat. So one or two last questions, we can conclude this. Thank you. Thank you. Finally, I'd like to thank Vijetha IAS Academy, Kishore sir, and all his staff, because I've been, as I've already told, I've been associated with the institute for the last 3 years. So Kishore sir used to help me a lot. So I used to go to Kishore sir every week. Then I used to get some ideas. And I already told, I used to take my answers. Then I used to diligently follow the daily answer writing, the test series. I used to do valuation from the questions. Then I used to do valuation from the case studies that are given by Kishore sir. So sir also used to share current affairs relating anthropology to me. In fact, sir even guided me in my GS preparation also. So I used to write GS answers and then I used to take to Kishore sir for evaluation. He has given me insights in insights on essay also, and uh, and my whole interview guidance program was in fact curated by Kishore sir. So he used to give me a lot of insights every day. So then I used to change accordingly, then work on my personality. Then I used to come the next day. Sir used to ask me questions. So Kishore sir helped me a lot in my interview preparation also. Yeah. So guys, if you don't have any questions, I'll end this meeting. So if you have any questions, just uh, unmute yourself and ask, or you can type it in the chat. We can take one or two last questions and we can conclude the meet. Uh, Guys, all the best for your preparation. I think we can conclude this meet. It's nice to interact with you guys. I hope all of you guys will make it in the list in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.